say to the guy, do you want to be right or do you want to make me come?
That'll help.
You're listening to Don't Take Bullshit from Fuckers with your hosts Greg Behrendt and Kane Holloway.
Hello, welcome to Don't Take Bullshit from Fuckers. I'm Kane Holloway.
Thanks for sticking with us.
Yeah.
If you've been listening to this show for a while, we really appreciate it because what the fuck are you doing?
What are you doing?
You know, there are days where the three of us, I'm sure, probably thinking, what the fuck are we doing?
What are we doing?
What is this thing that we're doing that we keep showing up for week after week after week that we keep
every
doing?
week? Every week. It's crazy.
Every week. And
we're dedicated.
You show up because you like it.
Yeah.
And we really appreciate it.
Oh, yeah.
And hope that's helpful. I mean, hope that you keep enjoying it. And if you stop listening to us, go fuck yourselves, really.
Yeah. But yeah. I mean, you won't hear this, but you can go ahead and blow me.
Yeah. Yeah. So thank you for participating and listening to our show.
Yeah, we really, really appreciate it. Literally, without you, there is no show. So, well,
the thing is, we would do a show.
Yeah.
Pat just wouldn't put them out. We'd get together every Thursday. We'd do this, and then Pat would just leave it in the computer, and that'd be the end of it. And we wouldn't know the difference.
You know what? We'd probably just do this like at an AMC theaters before and after a movie. We would just do this.
Yeah.
Which would be the show. Yeah. Essentially, whatever you get from the show. If you wonder, like, I wonder what they're like in real life. This is it. This is what we're like.
This is 100% what I'm like. Yeah.
This is the dynamic in the car, on the way to the show, while we're sitting here talking about what we're going to do for the show. This is the dynamic. Pat never talks and only laughs.
For the most part. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, Pat just sits there most of the time.
Yeah.
I'm in Boston right now for St. Paddy's Day, which I feel out of place for. I don't think I should be here. I mean, it's like the place you think you should be for St. Paddy's Day weekend. But what am I doing here? What am I going to do?
I was last year, and I think it might have been the last comedy club I worked at. I was in, where was I? It was a college town, and I forgot that it was St. Paddy's Day because St. Paddy's Day doesn't mean anything to me. I'm not Irish and October, so I forget. It just creeps up.
Yeah, it's just here. It's just here now.
You know, whereas the night before Cinco de Mayo, I can't sleep. But
I do know that about you.
St. Paddy's Day,
roots.
And I went outside, and there were just kids in green clothes and beads and fucked up, and it was like 10 o'clock in the morning, and like the people were just raging, you know?
Yeah, man.
And I was like, oh fuck, these guys are gonna ruin a comedy show tonight.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's like a 10,000 bachelor and bachelorette parties, all just sitting there. Let's make it about us. It's St. Paddy's Day, and like I have shows tonight, so I don't know. I guess I'll go up there and talk about my drinking days as they were, and how I used to get like super hammered and wake up with sore ribs and just a mess, just a mess. I'll do the story about how I slapped my friend in the face because I thought it was funny. You know, just a real mess of a guy I was. And now that I'm sober, I couldn't be more happy to be sober. And at the same time, I feel tired on a constant basis. And so it's a give and take. It's like if I was drunk, I wouldn't be so tired. But I don't want to be drunk because then I'm going to look like the mess that's in the hallway in the fucking hotel room I'm sitting in. I got in the elevator and I could smell bourbon. And so, and it's 2:30 here. So we're going to see what tonight looks like.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine being out of it by 2:30.
I have been.
Out by
I have
2:30.
been. 2:30.
Just done. Toasted.
Yeah. On my birthday, on my
You took
like I think it was
shots
like my
at 10 a.m.
yeah. I remember I shotgunned a beer on my birthday around 6, and my buddy Anthony was like, "Okay, well, I guess Kane's not hanging out with us the rest of the night." I had a reputation of getting drunk way too fast, way too early, and then I'd have to go home and nap it out. And then if I woke up with enough time, I could go and hang out with them afterwards. Like I had to like recharge my batteries and then go to the bar and meet up with them. And they go, "Oh, look who made it. It's almost fucking closing time." I just could not handle it. So that's when I started to drink alone, because then no one judges me for drinking around 3 in the afternoon and falling asleep. No one's doing that.
Yeah. I used to love to go get drunk after work by myself. Like I would work in a Mexican restaurant, then I'd go to another bar and drink tequila.
Yeah.
And just hang out in the bar and be drunk.
Yeah, yeah.
And then go home and go, wow, what did I do? And I just drank by myself.
Yeah. I never really had any shame over it. I just remember thinking like, this is the thing I got to do, until I had to start hiding it. Because then when you start to hear that it's a problem and you don't want to admit that it's a problem, you just start hiding it without realizing that's part of the problem. It's such a weird, fucked up way your brain works.
I ran with such a fucking insane crowd that it was really hard for me to tell that I had a problem.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, of course.
You know, because everybody that I ran with was in show business. Yeah. So we all had these kind of bullshit lives where we didn't do anything during the day. You know what I mean? Like there wasn't a lot of, it wasn't like I had to get up and go find and go to a job.
Yeah, yeah.
You know.
Yeah, no, I get it. Yeah, I think like I remember when I did cocaine for the first time was like I had like nothing. I had nothing going on. I was with my comic friend. He had cocaine. We're just sitting there. He's like, I'm like falling asleep. It's like 10, and he's like, God, I wanted to rage, and he wasn't gonna do it. But since I'm falling asleep before it's even close to midnight, he's like, God, okay, let's do some cocaine. And the first time I did cocaine, I remember I did cocaine, and the next thing I know, it was 7 a.m. And I was like, what the fuck happened? All my neighbors are getting up and going to work.
Yeah. That was
and I was like,
thing. I couldn't, man, seeing the sun come up, seeing people go live normal lives. You know, being at a Starbucks because I figure maybe coffee will help. And I'm shaking. And then there's just some couple behind me that just got out of bed.
Yeah.
And they're having their morning cup of coffee and they look all normal. And I'm like all fucking gross.
You're sweaty.
I don't miss it, man. There's nothing about it that I miss. I don't, it's as though it, you know what I mean? It just is like, you know, Mirror drinks wine and True drinks wine, and none of it's appealing to me at all. Like I don't care. I'm not jealous. I don't, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. It never, it doesn't hit me the same way. Like my girlfriend, she like drinks and she smells good. That's the only like high I get is I'm like, ooh, you smell like tequila. And then I gotta be like, you gotta wash your mouth. You gotta wash your mouth because it's like giving me this warm, fuzzy feel. It feels like someone's hugging me from the inside, and that's dangerous. So go brush some teeth.
Yeah.
We have a question from Steven. Hey, Greg, Kane, and Pat. How does one maintain a level head going back into the dating pool after getting hurt? I don't want to go in blind or ignore red flags, but I also don't want to be too cautious and possibly miss out on something good. Thanks, guys. Keep up the kick-ass podcast. Steven.
Yeah. Here's the thing that we have learned, but we haven't. And so everybody asks this question. There's no way to tell whether you're going to get hurt or not. Zero.
Yep.
Red flags are usually seen in hindsight.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because if you saw them, you'd bail.
Yeah.
And you always know them because you're like, well, what happened was we talked a lot about her ex and, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Like, there is no safety in this. This is like jumping off a cliff, man. It just is. And hopefully you hit water. But you can't get anything unless you put yourself out there and take the risk.
Yeah.
You got to take the risk. And I think we all know the signs when somebody's acting like they like us. They respond to us quickly. They're available. They're complimentary. They make an effort to see you. It goes both ways. There's some mutual, you know what I mean? There's a little dance at the beginning, of course, because you don't know somebody and you don't want to rush up on them. You don't want to overdo it. Even dogs circle before they sniff ass.
Before they sleep, sniff ass, eat. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dogs take their time.
Yeah.
Be like a dog. That's our advice.
Yeah, because they don't know whether they're going to fuck or fight.
True. Which is usually the first date.
They don't know what they smell like, and they don't know, So it's a gross comparison, but it is sort of true. It's like when you rush up on somebody, they panic.
Yeah.
When a dog runs up on another dog, they panic, and so they start fighting right away.
It's true.
So you got to really take your time, with people, and keep your expectations low. Keep them low. Yeah. Everybody is a failure. Everybody's a failure. Everybody's fucked up. Everybody's weird. Everybody is not perfect.
Yeah. Yeah. And also everyone is like a hero of their own story in these situations. You're going to run into people you're going to run into some bad dates. Like there's a TikTok going on right now of this girl who's like, I just got done with a Hinge date. I don't know why I put myself through this. Have you seen this, Pat?
Yeah.
Dude, it's this girl goes like, I don't know why I put myself through this. This guy, it was just like, okay, so we get to the restaurant and I order my fancy whatever. And then he orders a hamburger and then he wants cheese. He asks if the waiter asks if he wants cheese and he goes, is it extra? And they go, yeah, it's $3 extra. $3 extra for cheese. It should just be cheese. It should be an option for cheeseburger. So the guy goes, no, I'm good. And then that was her red flag that he didn't want to pay $3. This is her telling the story, not him. This is her saying the story. And then she's like, yeah, so then I finished my food and he was eating his hamburger and he was like, oh, you got to pay for everything. It's like everything's so expensive. And she's like, yeah, this is New York City. So now she's acting all smug. And then she gets up, goes over to the concierge, pays for the whole meal for both of them and leaves. And then texts him, you should have gotten the cheese, and blocked him. And then as she's on the TikTok, she's like, I really just am like wading through all of the horse shit in this dating pool. And it's like, how does she think that she's the one that was the hero in the story? But she does. She thinks that she fucking dodged a bullet with the cheese guy.
Holy shit. What are the comments? Are people like, what's wrong with you?
Yeah, people are like, dude, it's cheese. He didn't want to pay $3 for cheese. I don't want to pay $3 for just a slice of cheese. You know?
Yeah.
And so like that was crazy. That was like so weird she like wanted to find a problem. And
yeah, right.
So you're going to run into situations like that where you put yourself out there and then someone thinks you're being weird for just what you think is a normal, oh, okay, no, I'm cool. I don't want to deal with that. And then they get the ick from that. And, you know, it's like everyone's waiting. Like that guy was like you think about it from that guy's perspective. He's like, that was fucking weird. That was super weird. And then you hear her side of the story. It's like, he was weird. And so, you know, you got to wade through a lot before you finally
There's
find
one
something.
thing that like, okay, so she paid and left. All right. So she doesn't like you. But then the text, you should have had the cheese and then block him is so extra.
It's so crazy extra. It's $3 extra, which would have been really funny if like the guy, like the waiter comes over and he's like, did she leave? And he's like, yeah, she also paid the bill. And it would have been great if he was like, oh, cool. Can I get the cheese?
Here's the thing. I would have gotten the cheese because I like
too.
Burger. And okay, they want to charge $3 extra. Fuck, I'd have gone for the avocado. What's that? 25?
Yeah, and an egg. I would have gotten an egg, all of it.
Yeah. Load it up. Yeah.
It's like it's a lot of. I mean, I noticed red flags from people, but they weren't necessarily bad people. They were just, or like, I just kind of felt like, oh, I've been through this. This is what I used to be attracted to. Is like as I'm talking to certain women, I'm like, oh, I used to like really find this attractive, and now I don't, and I could feel myself falling away from them, and I recognize that. And then for myself, I made a choice to go, well, that's, you know, I'm not interested. I don't think we should pursue anything further. You're great, and it's never going to go over well. You're never gonna. No one ever likes being rejected. I've been, and which I don't fully understand, because I've been rejected many times. I never sit and fucking blast I never blast anyone for telling me they're not interested. They're not interested. What am I gonna do? Bully them into liking me? I don't dude. I don't get it. That drives that. Dude, I remember when I was like, I'm just like, look, it's just. I realized like I don't have the same feelings, and so it would be better if we were just friends. And then it was this whole thing of like how she deserved better, and I was like, I'm giving you I'm not ghosting you. I'm not making it your fault. I'm just telling you this is exactly how I feel. And then it went on this whole text message thing about how like she was like doesn't need this bullshit from me. She's trying to use my own terminology against me. Like, I don't need this bullshit. And I was just like, okay, cool. And then it was like 3 weeks later, she sent me an apology text. I wasn't listening. You were, blah, 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 all this stuff. And I was like, thank you. But at the time, it was just like her gut reaction was to tell me off. And I was like, but we didn't, like, I didn't. I wasn't trying.
Getting rejected is like nothing else, really. We're not prepared for it. I have kept up with The Bachelor, which is like getting dental work done without Novocaine.
Dude, why I stopped?
No, I don't know. The guy is just a fucking zero, but he tells one of the. They're down to like the final 4 or whatever. And so he gets rid of one of the girls, and she's like, why? And if I was him, I would have said, because there's 3 other girls left, and I obviously like one of them more.
Yeah, of course.
I mean, this is a contest, but you can't say that. And he's like, it's not you, and you're great, and you deserve the love, and he's saying all these fucking platitudes. But the fact she's even asking why, when it's so clear, it's like, I'm dating 3 other people. I clearly like somebody else more.
Right. And you're just not you. Someone has to be ousted.
Something, did I make it happen? And it's that thing sometimes where you're like, no, I just like somebody else more. I have chemistry with somebody else.
Yeah.
I don't have chemistry with you. Like, even though you're perfect, we don't have chemistry.
Yeah. Yeah. And dating shouldn't be hard. Doing your best to not take rejection too personally is something that I think, it's a virtue. It's just like it happens. I've been ghosted. I've been on dates, and then like a couple dates, and I've had a woman just straight up tell me, she's just like, I'm just like not interested. Like she tried her best to like soften the blow, and I was like, hey, it's all good. I don't get, yeah, you're not into me. It's totally fine. And I hope you have a good life. Like I wanted to like speed run through this too. But she wanted to give me this whole long thing as to why. And I'm like, it's not necessary. Because in all reality, you're rejected. I'm rejected all the time. So maybe just like being rejected by somebody you started dating it doesn't hurt. I mean, it's like you just kind of keep going. You date different people, you try to have fun, other people fall off, some people stick, and then you just stick it out with the one you like. And yeah, I mean, it's just about keeping going, keeping your head up, I guess. It's tough. All you got to do is just be out there. You really just have to be out there, and you have to just take people at face value.
Yeah. So just put yourself out there and let us know how it goes.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're with you, buddy. We got your back.
Of course.
You want us to look at your your socials or your app, your profiles. Let us know.
Yeah. And also it's gray sweatpants season. So get your gray sweatpants on.
Yeah.
And fluff yourself out. So you got like a nice line, and then post those pictures.
God, Kane, I remember you when you didn't even know how to take a dick pic. We'll be right back.
That's it.
This is the theme song for What Does This Mean song. The theme song for What Does This Mean song. We'll read a self-help quote, and they're definitely not memes. Memes are something completely different than quotes. Quotes are supposed to help you through all the bullshit in your life. And memes are like that poster of that cat hanging from a tree. And it says, hang in there, baby, or Monday. Am I right? Mondays, am I right? So if you can think of a different title, then we'll probably change it.
What does this mean? Where we try to inspire you. What does this mean? It's a new song, new theme song.
I wonder if people are tired of the old one. I guess no one's complaining.
No one's complaining. Everyone's happy with it. They love it to death, which is why they keep sending memes, inspirational memes. This one's a real man quote from Nyx. Nyx says, when you still haven't lost your virginity because you never lose. Real men don't lose even at virginity. So
that's incredible.
Do you still have your virginity, Greg?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah, brother.
Yeah, fucker, man. I made my babies with my mind.
I can't let a woman ever take something from me, including, but not limited to, my virginity. What the fuck? Dee Sammy sent one that says, "Why were you able to move on so quickly if I was the one you loved?" And then Dee says, "Because they lied."
Oh, and I don't believe that. I think they
No.
thought they loved you at the time, and then it turned out they didn't. They didn't lie. They just didn't know what the truth was at the time.
Yeah.
That's the thing people get so, why'd you lie to me? I didn't lie to you. I thought I liked you. Right now, I hate you.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. Yeah. Especially with there needs to be, it's not good enough. There's no tangible excuse. Like, I don't feel that love for you anymore. And then everyone needs to have a reason why. But you can like see it. You can see it drain from people's faces. You can like be in a relationship.
I can remember one time waking up and just going, "Oh my God, I don't love this person anymore." And I don't know why.
Yeah, yeah.
Now that person was me.
Yes,
but still.
Yeah.
No, but I have had that experience where I can't even explain it to the person, and they want an excuse, and you're like, I can't tell you didn't do anything wrong. I just don't want to spend the rest of my life with you.
Yeah, that happens all the time. You're watching. There's just something about the way you guys live your life, or you're just not. You weren't being honest before you've reached this conclusion. You weren't being honest with yourself. You were noticing all these things about a person, and you were not saying out loud what it is that bothers you. Maybe they could change it. Maybe they can't change it. It's sort of inconsequential at this moment, because now you've reached a point in your life where you're like, I just don't even care to work on it. I'd be happier moving on. And I felt that way. And I've also seen people feel that way about me. You could just see in their face almost like the opportunity to explore something outside of the relationship you're in is far more exciting than working on the one they're in now. Yeah. And there's nothing you can do about it. You just have to accept it. You just have to accept that that's the reality.
The struggle for human beings is acceptance, Yeah. Is accepting your situation so that you can better deal with it. And so you get stuck in worrying about why they lied and what you did and what could be changed and all that stuff, as opposed to it's over and it's a new day and I got to go find some new frontiers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Natasha Adamo, our friend of the show, she's been posting questions from her followers and her readers, and about how do I deal with seeing them move on from me and being with someone who they now call as like the love of their life, or can't believe I found you, blah, blah, blah. How come they didn't give that to me? It's just like the simple answer is just like, you guys had your moment and it wasn't the same as how the person feels with also at the same time, you're dealing with, you could be possibly dealing with somebody who just like who's wading through people. You just like kind of don't know what people are going through. So he may say that this new person is the love of their life, and he could be lying to them, or he could be telling the truth. It really just like doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. The thing is over. And rather than sit and wait and try to figure out if this person will come back to you, let it go, and don't even open the door for them to come back. I mean, there's that I feel that whole sentiment of like, if you love something, let it go. And if it was meant to be, it'll come back. Dude, just close the window. I don't want that thing flying back into my house.
I agree. And I think, the question you have to ask is, why are you still following them? How do you know that they're with somebody new? Why has your life not become so much more important that is just trivial news?
Right. Yeah, exactly. Jan has one that says, this is for What Does It Mean? Only a fool trips on what's behind them.
mean, there's some logic.
It's never
in
made
that.
sense to me.
Oh my God.
I don't know what I'm supposed to do with that.
No. How do you trip on what's behind you?
Trip on what's behind them. You haven't been able to let go of things. So stuff from your past trips you up.
Yeah.
So let go of shit, I guess. I don't know.
Let go. Let go and let God, I've always said.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Nobody sent. It's a lot of conversations happening in What Does This Meme on the Discord, but no memes.
Yep.
Okay. Pat, what do you have?
I've got a couple here. This is from Growing with Jillian. It just came up in my feed randomly. If today was heavy, put it down and let it go.
I mean, you can't argue with it, and yet I'm sound asleep when it's over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
And then I've got one here from Mindset Therapy. Satisfy the soul, not the society.
Satisfy the soul, not the society.
Uh-huh.
Look, ass fuck, we live in a society. That's what they say on Seinfeld all the time. We're living in a society.
You're supposed to act in a civilized way. Yeah, I mean, satisfy the soul as well as the society. You know, we have rules in a civilization. Do your best to accommodate your own feelings as well as others should be the
I think
thing.
I spent too much time trying to satisfy my own soul. If I could go back into it differently, I would try to look. I spent a lot of time trying to make sure things were okay for me.
Yeah. Now it's time to help out others.
Yeah.
Don't think so inwardly. Think more outwardly. Try to help the society. We don't agree. Your soul, it's fine. Your soul is robust. Your soul has eaten well. All right? Go out and help others in need. Go fucking fix their souls. Stop being so selfish.
Yeah.
That's how we feel. Boo.
What can I do for others?
Yeah, what can I do for others? Here's what I can do for
why
Pat.
we do the podcast.
Right
we do this purely for people.
Yeah, it's not for us, clearly. So.
And then I think we can close it out in this one. I heard this one in the newest episode of Ted Lasso.
Oh.
Doubt can only be removed by action.
It's true.
Yeah, that's true.
That's true.
Who said that?
I looked it up. That was from Goethe.
But who said it in the show?
The psychiatrist.
The who?
What is she's not a psychiatrist. What is she? The doctor.
Oh, the therapist.
The therapist.
Oh yeah.
Well, then there you go, Stephen from earlier. There you go. All the doubts you have about getting into the dating, get out there. It'll alleviate any doubt you have.
Yeah, and you'll know what you're dealing with.
Yeah. The unknown is the heaviest part. Just get out there. Put your shoes on, tie them, put your pants on over your shoes, then get out there. No shirt, and then just get out there. Bare-chested, no shirt, shoes, and a pair of pants. Nice pair of slacks. And then get out there and show people your nipples.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Be the Bert Kreischer you came to be.
Yeah.
This
segment
is how about that?
That was good. It was so sharp it cut me off.
Yeah, I cut you off.
Immediately.
Three.
This is segment 3. Welcome to segment 3. Hey, this is coming out Tuesday the 21st. So on the 24th, if you're in the San Diego area, Going Dutch is coming back to Pacific Beach at Backyard Kitchen and Tap. Get your tickets now. Ticket link. I'll send that to Pat. Pat will put that in the description of the show. You can also follow me at Kane Holloway. It's there. And we got a lot of great comics on the lineup, and it's going to be a blast. Get your dating advice questions in after you buy your tickets or even before. Speaking of which, we have a dating advice question from Dawn, who sent it to DTBFF Podcast on Instagram and says,
Dawn, D-O-N, or Dawn, D-A-W-N?
D-A-W-N.
Okay.
It's a Lady Dawn. Lady Dawn says, on the third date, I told a guy I was really into, I wanted to fuck him. Is this a turn on or off?
It depends on him.
I guess.
I mean, on the third date.
Yeah.
I tend to think that's a little early, but I'm old fashioned.
Yeah. I mean, look, if I'm into somebody and on the third date we haven't had sex and they're like, I want to fuck you, then I'm not only am I turned on, but I'm a little intimidated. And so I'm going to need to feel real comfortable.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't expecting it.
I think it should be a turn on when somebody likes you that they want to fuck you.
Yeah.
That is a turn on. Even if you do it, even if you don't do it.
That just reminds me of George Costanza when they're at that party and he's like trying to hook up with a girl at his work. And then he goes to tell Jerry, he's like, I'm going to need the car because she said, I want you to make love to me. And it's like, make love to me. What am I, in the circus? I don't think I could do it.
Yeah.
And then Jerry's like, what did you say? And he's like, I don't want to. He's like, oh, come on. And he's like, I long for you.
I long for you.
I long for you. That's not bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I've been in that situation before. It was like date 4 something. It was like way out there. Like I had waited a minute. I was just like, wasn't ready yet. And the girl just was like, I would love to have sex, and just like said all these dirty things. And I was like, awesome. And it felt good. And then at the time I was like, oh, I'm nervous. I'm a little nervous, and it's going to take me a minute. But then once I felt comfortable, we were able to like have a fun night. But yes, it is a turn on. If he acts weird, it's because he might be a little intimidated by you being so forthcoming. But also, we need more information. How did he react? Did he like it? Did you guys end up having sex? If you did have sex, was it good? How was it? We need more information, Don.
But taking charge of your own sex life and expressing your needs is completely legit.
Yeah, for sure.
Man or female or female. It doesn't have to be the guy asking first.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, women can take charge. And like, if you want a guy to like ask you out or make the first move, and he does, but you guys haven't reached a certain thing, I do think it is sexy for someone to tell me what they want.
Yeah.
Because I'm also a directions guy, and I'm pretty sure I have ADD. Like, the more and more, because my girlfriend has ADHD, and the more she like the more I see how we cohabitate, I'm like, dude, I fucking think I have ADHD. So when someone gives me direction, I'm like, cool, now I have a fucking goal. I can focus.
Yeah. Yeah, tell me what you need, man. I'm not a mind reader.
Yeah.
I know I look like I'd be great at it.
Yeah.
I look like I'm large and in charge, but I really could use some directions.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's the other thing is like I think for the most part guys can get too proud about sex stuff, but I mean if you kind of unprompted sort of tell them what you like, you're sort of leading a horse to water. You're not outright telling them. You're not because guys can feel emasculated if you try to tell them what you like, because guys think they should just like have all that stuff on lock. But if you're like having a sexy conversation and then within that conversation you're like, I really like when somebody does this to me and it feels really good, and and then you kind of help them bring you to having a good night of having sex where you guys both like are fulfilled, then that's also something sexy.
You should say to the guy, do you want to be right or do you want to make me come?
That'll help. That gets me rock hard.
We can do it your way, which isn't working.
Yeah. We can do it your way where there's a lot of tweaking and pinching, or what was it? It was a clockwise,
counterclockwise swirl.
Swirl. Oh yeah, I know the pinch. I've done the pinch.
Quite frankly, I think it's a little presumptuous.
I need the moves. I got no moves. It's not the SATs. We got a Reddit remix. Are you guys ready for a Reddit remix? Reddit remix. My ex turned up last night drunk. Tomorrow is his wedding day. Should I tell his soon-to-be wife? Ruh-roh. I was with my ex for 2 years. It was not the best relationship, and we broke up because I moved for uni and just didn't want to be with him anymore. Hey, just like we've been talking about the whole episode. It has been almost 5 years since we broke up, and I am engaged to be married with my fiance, who is absolutely my soulmate. Yesterday evening at around 22 o'clock, he rang our doorbell drunk. His bachelor party was in the city I lived in, and he came to see me. When my fiance opened the door, my ex just started sobbing, saying that he couldn't believe that my fiance was real or some BS like that. We took him into the apartment because he didn't look dangerous, and he just vocally vomited before he actually vomited in our bath. What I could gather is that he was still very hurt because our breakup. What I could gather is that he was still very hurt because of our breakup, that he thinks that we could have made it work, and he regrets treating me badly. He then threw up again and called an Uber to his hotel. It was very surreal. He was fine. We fed him waffles to sober him up, and told him to write us when he was in his hotel to make sure he didn't die or something. I was left with a weird feeling, almost dirty. I am thinking of contacting his soon-to-be wife, or should I call him to encourage him to tell that to his fiance? Or should I not do anything and let this just be an anecdote for my future?
I think number 3.
Let it lie?
Look, this guy's got more problems than women.
Yeah. Yeah, he does. Yep.
But it could have just been a drunken episode.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to confront him because you don't have enough information about his drinking or anything else.
Yeah.
And he just screwed up this one time. You don't want to confront her because what the fuck is she going to do?
Yeah.
You just let them get married and they'll figure it out.
Oh,
I mean, it's a shame.
Yeah.
But, booze can make you feel certain things. And
yeah. Yeah. I concur. There's nothing really that can be done. You can tell his wife, or his soon-to-be wife or whatever, but I don't see that ending things. I feel like when it comes to the wedding, especially when it's so close, there's the sunk cost fallacy. So no matter what information you're being told, how bad it could possibly be, unless you caught him cheating on you, then short of that, I don't think she's gonna hear a story like that. Then she's gonna confront him, and then he also has that sunk cost fallacy where he's like, fuck, no, I'm sorry. It's like, I just want to be with you. We're getting married. Why would I say something? Why would I do this if I didn't want to marry you? Blah, 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 blah. Then they're going to get married. Like, they're going to get married anyway. No one spends this much money and time on this thing, even though they don't think they should be doing it. And then they're going to get married.
Right.
So do you think about it? Do I put myself in a situation to catch a bunch of shit when the outcome is going to be them in a shit marriage anyway? Or do I just leave it alone and live my life as it is?
Yeah, I mean, who knows? I think we live in a world where everybody wants to tell everybody everything.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I think, look, this guy came to see you privately and confessed some shit to you, and I don't know, I think it's just between the two of you, and you gave him some waffles. That's like the best thing you could do.
That's pretty funny too.
I wish somebody would make me waffles.
I know, I want waffles.
Yeah, waffles are great.
I love waffles.
Yeah.
Well, what do you guys think? Is there a different way she should approach it? Do you have relationship problems? Are you dealing with fuckers? Do you have bullshit? Write us. Send it to us at dtbffpodcast@gmail.com. We love hearing from you guys. We hope everything's going well out there. And if it's not, let us know. Maybe we can help. Maybe we can point you in the right direction. You can also send and follow your you can also send those questions to our Instagram, DTBFF Podcast on Instagram. Follow the show. Send your memes and inspirational quotes over there. And you can also join the Discord /DTBFF Podcast. If you want to support the show in any way, join our Redbubble store. Link is in the bio, or link is in the description of the show. Get a shirt, a notebook, some socks, a pillow. Get a Thirst Trap t-shirt with our faces on it, licking popsicles. You know?
Yeah.
Get those things. It really helps us out. And also we have bonus episodes on our Patreon and full video versions of the show. Patreon.com/DTBFF podcast. You can follow me at Kane Holloway.
It's Gregors.
I'm DTBFF producer Pat.
You can also call into the show. What's that number, Pat?
That number is 323-379-5544.
Don't take bullshit from fuckers.
Fuck 'em.
Hey there, if you like the show, you can find bonus episodes and more at our Patreon at patreon.com/DTBFF podcast. And then rate the show 5 stars on iTunes because it's the right thing to do. All music by the Rating Monarchs, produced by Patrick Kelly.
Titles real quick. What are you doing? Be like a dog? Fuck or fight? Everybody is a failure? What can I do for others? I'm not a mind reader. Do you want to be right or do you want to make me come? Or give him some waffles?